I see some yeah says. Hey, yes, yes. Hello, hello, hello. Miss Hunker here, bringing you what you might have missed if you weren't in class today. It is September 14th, and here's what you missed. We began our lesson with our first official check-in journal, which is located in the Recurring Assignments tab on your Google Classroom. It is something that you are going to be going back to every day. Very important to locate that. There's a graphic right there to show you where it is. Moving on, we address the question of the day. Who is a scientist? Over here we have our good friend Neil deGrasse Tyson sporting some pixelated shades, as he should. Well, a scientist is someone who gathers research and evidence. A scientist is someone who makes an informed guess, which y'all informed me is known as a hypothesis. You were correct. Then, a scientist is someone that would test that guess, also known as an experiment. Then, they would tell the world what they learned, which you all informed me would be by way of data, analysis, and the drawing of conclusions. Hopefully, that new knowledge makes our world better. Now, there's some domains of science we want to be familiar with. Chemistry. Chemistry is the study of the substances of which matter is composed and the ways they interact, combine, and change. Period. Biology. The study of living organisms. Anatomy. The study of the bodily structure of humans, animals, and other living organisms. #dissection. Botany. We have the study of plants. We all be photosynthesizing. Physics. The study of how matter and energy behave, including mechanics, heat, light, sound, electricity, magnetism, and more. Then we have astronomy, my personal favorite, the study of celestial objects, space, and the physical universe as a whole. So a scientist essentially is someone who uses scientific thinking. Scientific thinking is logical. It's evidence-based. It is as unbiased as we can make it. It is experimental, and it is knowledge-based. Then we took a trip around the world and we engaged with people who are exercising scientific thinking in areas where we normally wouldn't think to look. And we were pleasantly surprised by our Cuban mechanics working on old cars in Havana, by our Dominican juice maker serving pina coladas with kitchen ingredients, and by our local Bronx City DJ bringing pieces and parts of music together to form a new whole. Y'all gave some really thoughtful and meaningful responses when I asked you how you saw scientific thinking in practice in all three of those situations. You are a scientist every single day, and you have been your whole life. Maybe you just didn't know it. Activity. So what we did is we spent 2 minutes running around our house and finding the most obscure and interesting object that we could to utilize our senses to see what we could determine about our object. Then we use the sentence structure, I think blank, because blank. We use that structure because it enables us to insert what our prior knowledge about that object might lead us to believe in the event of a what-if scenario. Why is thinking scientifically so important? I'm not going to let myself tell you. I'm going to leave it up to the experts.
There's a growing anti-intellectual strain in this country. It may be the beginning of the end of our informed democracy. Of course, in a free society, you can and should think whatever you want. And if you want to think the world is flat, go right ahead. But if you think the world is flat and you have influence over others, as would successful rappers or even presidential candidates, then being wrong becomes being harmful to the health, the wealth, and the security of our citizenry.
And then at the end, we did a checkout. We went back to the question of the day and we answered with all of the new knowledge gained. Who is a scientist? And that's what you missed.